Terrific player at Penn State, 4-year starter. Russell Turner, like we mentioned, All-American at Hampton-Sydney. His teammate at Hampton-Sydney was Ryan Odom, the new head coach at the University of Virginia.
That's right. Wheelan. Looks it back out. The shot clock is inside 10 here for the Mocs.
See, Mulholland's not going to shoot that ball very much.
Huff. Good if it goes, and it is.
Why not?
And Mulholland misses the front half of the one-on-one, but they get the offensive rebound. Now Huff puts up a three. He got hit.
How about that?
Kids, but he also modeled his game after more traditional point guards like Chris Paul, Steve Nash, Jason Kidd. He said both his parents are from Taiwan, and he said that they actually co-parent a dog together as well. They're often mistaken for one another. It's truly two best friends kind of living out their dream, and they're hoping it'll take them to the championship game of this NIT as well.
Yeah, and it's so cool, Ashley, because remember, Trey went to Florida for a year and lost his best friend, and they all regrouped with Coach Earl in Chattanooga. Look at this. This kid is such a...
NITs in between 1962 and this year, which have all been first-round losses, so they've done a nice job to advance this season.
Yep.
Three ball, Huff.
How quick is that release?
Yeah, these guards, I mean, the size has not been a factor. They're so quick. They use their body well.
And they get help.
Yeah.
From their team. No question. Boy, Juke is really comfortable handling the ball.
And they get to the Kiesler. Juke goes down. Now it's out to Huff. It's a three. It's good. Otter Huff.
Again, now if you're the Mocs, use clock.
50 seconds to go, 18 to shoot. Their lead is only one. Bonham telling guys to clear out.
Bonham's going to make a play.
Hands it off. His teammate and friend Huff. For three. He hits it! Honor Huff.
Straight out of the sky.
Fourth block of the year, Honor Huff with a miss. And another #1 seed, UCLA. Of course, the news of Juju Watkins of LSU, or excuse me, of USC, tearing her 8-on-1-on-1. Three to shoot for Huff. He has to pop. Just misses the three. Coastal with the rebound. He snuck in there and took it away. Huff. Right down the middle of the lane. His scoop layup is good.
That's what
He missed it.
Chattanooga cannot get a three to go, and that's so far, I think, has been the biggest difference in this game.
Huff will try it again. Good this time. In half two, as Birch digs into the bag. Huff will pop. Money. Honor. Three missed. Juf rebound. Huff three. No good. Rattled out. Juf offensive rebound. Another three by Huff. That's good.
Chap a chance to get back in this.
Is that an overpass there? You think it should just go right up with it? It's easy
Well,
to say now,
but normally they've been feeding the big guy, and he's been getting easy shots, so it's been what they normally do. He just wasn't ready for that.
Juf to cutting Huff, who lays it in. Ball to cutting Huff. Huff, easy access.
They raised the
Three by the Pitt transfer. Gets Dayton on the board today.
And the reason, Derek, I say the ball needs to stay in the middle of the floor so they can run their cuts. They can back cut on either side. They can ball screen and roll down the middle or roll and pop, but it's important where the ball is placed.
Honor Huff serves it up to can do it all. Scores there.
That's what Cheech does. His aggressiveness going to the basket really creates a lot of scoring opportunities for Dayton.
Huff from the corner will take on Florida as the three-peat is still in play. And how about Coach Cal against Rick Pitino? What a showdown that will be.
I'm telling you, two friends going at each other. They know each other's secrets, believe me.
And how cool is it? Rick Pitino gets a win in the first round. His son, Richard Pitino, for New Mexico. First father-son duo to win and advance in the NCAA tournament. Richards cut off. 2 to shoot. Huff pops. Got it. Answers with 1 there. He had a monster game in the win against FAU where he hit those 8 threes. He cuts it to a 7-point game.
And this is where Dayton will change defensively. They'll give Chattanooga a couple of different looks.
Past the midway point, first half. Second round NIT. The winner will take on the winner of George Mason and Bradley. Another long 3 by Huff. Wow!
The offense, great spin right there.
Talking to Coach earlier about Whelan. Huff lights it up from deep. 3 is no good. Juice rebound. Huff pops. No good. Kept alive.
Chattanooga's ability to get offensive rebounds has been surprising.
It's not something they're known for. They averaged 33 rebounds per game this year. Huff with 4. First layup is good. What a finish. Smith. Foul line. Jay missed it. Under 2 minutes left to go. They rise in the roundhouse.
Dayton's going to try to double. I think they need the foul.
Bonham passed up the 3. Huff will not. Money!
Defense. But what Middle Tennessee did well is they didn't play east and west. They threw it north to south, downhill, played over the defense, and Green got an open look 3 from the corner. Huff, quick fire, 3 is good. Here we go. And try to get to the rim or draw a foul.
Huff, Bonham, Kiesler, Mulholland, and Whelan. The score makes it a 2-possession game with under 20 seconds to go. 10 on the shot clock. Huff setting up a play, gets a screen from Bonham. Huff turns the corner, down to 5. Huff is going to have to shoot it. He'll launch it from 24 and bury it. Oh!
And a steal. Quick hands by Whelan. Chattanooga enters with 12 straight wins. 4th longest winning streak in the nation entering today. Step back by Huff. Rainmaker 3 is in.
See.
Garrett Heen bangs a 3 and then dabs back down the floor.
Yeah, Heen is definitely feeling it. A kid that is capable of making that 3 and will take it.
Honor Huff.
It is extremely disrespectful to watch.
Smith tried to answer, could not. When was the last time we saw a dab after a 3? Huff cracks again.
You love his position, knowing what he does best. He is a paint toucher. Did not want to shoot that shot, knowing that every possession is valuable and giving it to Smith there.
Semi-final. The winner advances to the championship round tomorrow. House missing on the 3. Huff trying to cross up Bronson. Oh boy, floater is in. The 5th-seeded Paladins lead it by 1. Kiesler. Over to Bonham. They try to find some open real estate. Huff contested 3, banked in.
Little man got up, didn't he?
He did.
In the business shoes, too.
The Hops. You got to be careful. Some of those guys in suits, they can play too a little bit. Huff, he can play.
Knew this offensive rhythm.
Kiesler gets to the rim, missed the layup somehow. Mulholland is right there to keep it alive. Huff lines up a 3 and hits. Chattanooga still has a few fouls to give. Furman has committed 7, 1-1, moving forward minimum for the Mocs, who lead it by 2. Bonham gets a step on Bronson inside the Mulholland. Huff cranks. Money!
To
play harder, which, I mean, is a valid point when this could be your last game. You've got to give it 110%.
A Bash Wheelan bucket, a turnover, and a goaltending. Johnson pounds it deep two. Off and running, Trey Bonham. Zone look for Mercer.
You don't see that a lot after a miss. They ran back into a zone.
Huff sets his feet, fires, and hits! They trailed this game by 6 at the break.
Turnovers have been the key. Should I say the undoing. I want to win the press conference and press the boosters. Dan Earl, terrific coach, better person. Yeah, his team is extremely well coached.
Lamont Paris, Matt McCall, Will Wade, the last 3 coaches at Chattanooga, and they all have moved on to big jobs.
Now under a minute. Mocs faithful rise to their feet.
The number 1 seed has won the Southern Conference tournament 8 straight years.
There goes left side, champion. Bounces it to the free throw line. Wheelan, right side. Huff with shot clock gets started. Chattanooga needs to hurry. It's Huff, a desperation 3. Wheelan driving. Yes, looking for their first points.
Was a coach, and T.J. Johnson falling down. Oh my, he had a prayer and hit nothing but net.
Nothing but net. When he got up Wade, he looked right at his brother Rats and said, hey.
Bradley Jr. with a 3, and the Keydets with their 7th three-pointer of the afternoon.
Again, the great equalizer, but you got to get stops on the other end, and you don't want to end up trading 3s for 3s or 3s for 2s or vice versa.
Mocs go to champion at the intersection, top of that crossroads. A lot of movement around the ball. Works to the near side. Huff, fake, shoots 3.
Yeah, and we talked about it. You mentioned that in particular way. They want to guard against not have a repeat of what went on in that Sanford game when it comes to picking up all the fouls.
Open lane in the draw with 10. Ricky Bradley Jr. spinning, rolls off. Bonham, 2-on-2, goes to Huff, catch and shoot 3, rattles, not scored. Cutelis has scored a bunch. Adds to his double-double. 19 points for Augie Cutelis. Clearly, Ildizogel was at the top of the scouting report in the Chattanooga locker room. He has been smothered today.
He has really been smothered. They've limited his touch.
10 20-point games on the year. Only Keyed to start all 31 games here in the regular season.
Yeah. That says something about his conditioning and his stamina. Just his desire. He has another gear every time he gets his hands on the ball.
Kiesler, left side, another Munoz. A VMI class of 25. Andres Hall does a great job on scoreboard, graphics, and clock. He's going to graduate, and we're going to be in trouble trying to find his replacement.
I tell you, we've got such wonderful assist personnel, as I like to say, Wade, because they set us up so well, and they assist us, and it's up to us as best we can to deliver. So kudos for all they do and all that they've done.
Mocs pick up the board. Here's Huff into the front court. Screen from Richards. Now Richards handles at the top, back to Wheeland, who has all 6 points for the Mocs as they trail 11-6. 10 to shoot. Costal over for a long 3 from Huff, and he nails it. Shot that one. And the Spartans are on the attack. with Polite. And he couldn't get the lane to go off the glass. Mocs come the other way with a chance to tie or take the lead. It's Huff who fakes the three. Nice bounce pass over to Coastal and into the corner. It's Whelan to Coastal. Now Richards. Sizing up Malik Henry. Leaves it for Kiesler. Over for Coastal. He finds Richards at the top. Under 10 to shoot for the Mocs. Here's Huff. Straight on three. Give it to him. Hunter Huff turns quickly up the floor. Through traffic. Davis was wayward on that runner. And quickly up the floor come the Mocs. Huff with a heat check. As Grace mentioned, that fifth foul by Chattanooga. It's Atwell at the runner, is partially blocked. Mocs take it the other way. Here's Huff. The Juve hands it back off to Huff. Huff on the drive, lays it in off the glass.
They're saying the books came before the movies.
That's how that usually works. Yeah. Yeah. Little shocking for you, I know.
I'm going to take a moment
from the corner. That's knocking it down.
Game for UNCG, certainly the most difficult road to go, with the game today on the road, Chattanooga, and then a game against Samford.
So they'll see the other top two teams in the conference between now and when we head to Asheville.
And that's why seeds 1, 2, and 3 are still in limbo. Oh, Kiesler passed up a shot and he knew it.
Huff wide open, opposite end.
Bad time for the Bulldogs to come up with just their 7th turnover of the game.
Here goes Huff in traffic. Count the basket. Kiesler, the kick out. Cusano open from three. No, rebound tip. Loose on the floor. Richards has it. Here's Huff. Pulling the trigger. From the corner. Cusano, the miss. Huff. Got it. Back to back. So they have had some second half struggles.
zone look here again. All right, so there's some soft spots on the floor, but not necessarily for an isolation play.
Bonham. Kiesler. He'll drive. Now the kick. Open look. Huff. Boy, you can't leave him alone
in this game.
Corner. Johnson's three. No. Long rebound. Whelan has it.
And that's what Dan Earl does with this team. Got a lot of chest moving.
10 to shoot now for Huff.
2 minutes ago, I thought this game was out of reach for East Tennessee State.
Bonham off the back of the iron. Whelan. Huff. Three. Got it.
I love it. Thank you so much.
All right, Molly, thank you so much. Thank you, President Beck, as the shot up and missed by 4. Did the President do that when you were here?
He didn't give coaching advice like that, right?
Oh, okay.
He just gave some coaching advice.
Solid coaching advice?
Absolutely.
Of course. As Bonham will bring it ahead.
Yeah, everything starts on the defensive end. You heard that during the Super Bowl this week.
Oh, yes.
Start on the defensive end, it releases out into offense.
There's that 3-point.
Single digits, they're thinking lead now.
At this point they are, which is remarkable.
Can they get 4 more possessions out of this last minute and a half and get a lead?
Hostel almost lost the ball.
Again, with Sanford in this zone, the Mocs got to knock down some threes to stretch it and be able to get inside.
Champion. Huff straight away. Got it.
That's it. That's what you got to do. It's more of a matter if they're calling it for him hitting the goal, because the goal kind of moves a little bit when he slaps the backboard trying to go for the block.
Now it's Champion going for the block. Sanford, once again, they back off just a little bit on Chattanooga as Cosgrove breaks the timeline.
They've gotten it down to 6 now.
Good movement. Up and 1. The Islandbach, Rylan Jones, and you also have Trey Ford back in there, along with Lucas Walls. And we'll give you the 5 for Chattanooga in just a moment. That's going to be Huff, who nails a 3.
Gets around Whelan. Baseline, Vanderwall, Bowser, no. Rebound tipped out to Kiesler. Honor Huff has not scored in this game for Chattanooga until now.
And they were so good at in the first half. And these two teams getting a lot on their benches today. Chattanooga with 15, Furman with 16.
To this Furman roster were local players to the Chattanooga area in P.J. Smith coming from Lee University. Again, just about 30 minutes from downtown Chattanooga. And then Nick Anderson came over from Berry University. That's good. They have 10 come from behind second half wins this season through the Paladins. Champion with the feed, Huff.
And Sybil's goes inside. He makes it in, and Wofford is on the board.
Sybil's a lefty. Look, Wofford can score early, but they don't want to get into a track meet with Chattanooga here, even at home.
And Dan Earl of Chattanooga said his team must run good offense and sharp offense here tonight. Huff, that's a 3. He got it. Honor Huff.
Overtime.
Kamari Holmes goes inside. He lays it in. 6'3" freshman from Charlotte puts in his first 2.
There's a couple of good-looking freshmen for this Terriers team. Luke Flynn, also from the Atlanta area, good-looking young kid.
Honor Huff, another 3. Trip from the foul line. Rebound, Whelan. Boy, he's been active on both ends of the floor. Rebounding, scoring, getting steals, getting turnovers forced on Wofford. Here's Champion against Lorenz. Whelan, Champion, out of bottom. Whips it in the corner. Kiesler, Huff, the pump fake. Lines up the puppies and puts in a 3.
Boy, that's great ball movement. 4 Mocs touched it. It went in.
We are underway. Chattanooga has won 5 out of their last 6 games. Mocs sit in sole possession of 3rd place in the Southern Conference standings. And there's the cutter from...
Attempt for Chattanooga here to start this game. And I said at tip-off
I think that number's going to be around 13 to 14.
Huff catch and shoot to look at. Long three from TJ Grant. And Whelan saves it from going out of bounds.
And it forces that offensive decision, right? You're trying to take away some of the cuts to the basket, take away some of the entry passes. Huff.
Long three, and he drained it. Marcus Overstreet coming off a double-double, his first of the season against the Citadel, had 16 points and 10 rebounds. Huff, the step back from three. Give it.
One that has forced a lot of turnovers. They want to get more of those going. And now Cord Stansberry trying to draw the foul on a three-point shot, and Honor Huff will take advantage of the free ball number. Another look to the corner, and there's Brandon Morgan. That one circles the cylinder and pops out, and struggles from the floor continue. And how about Huff in transition? Give him all three of those.
Boy, that is a...
Put it in. Again, arms everywhere, but he's able to find a way to get the bucket for the Catamounts. A much-needed basket. Anytime they get points now, but they're going to also start finding stops at the other end. Chattanooga shooting close to 50% here in this first half.
Chattanooga's done a good job defensively, and they've only committed 2 fouls here late in the first half.
Three ball, left side. You wear enough spread around.
Marcus Kell right behind with 5 points. Those are the 3 contributors here for the Catamounts. Huff now looking for a final opportunity here for the Mocs to build on this 16-point lead. Just over 10 seconds remaining here before the half.
Huff, long range shot, good. He's able to knock it down. And that's what they've got to have, Jeff, here for Western Carolina. If there's 2 on me, somebody's got to be free.
Let's see if Honor Huff can check
he
that.
Does.
Yeah, Huff 3-point shooting.
Brandon Morgan turnaround, left it short.
He may be trying to knock off a little rust. We mentioned a couple of games missed for Morgan as the Mocs back with the basketball. 24-point advantage. Just over 12 to go here in the Ramsey Center. And again, Daniel, I'm not sure if the idea is to burn a little clock here, but the basket is good.
Right there. His dad says, no matter what, CJ's going to play some defense.
He did come away with a good steal there, and the Catamounts here need more of those for the final 10 minutes of the game. And now Honor Huff.
50% might be a different story. Three ball, left side, Emery. Can't get that one to fall, and Costal with the rebound. Mismatch inside if they go to it. They got Richards was on Highland. How about Honor Huff again? Costal, good ball movement though. Huff all to get it back to Whelan. Can't get the jump shot to go, but how about the offensive board by Garrison Kiesler? Nobody boxing out, and that's automatic right there. Honor Huff.
For that time able to draw the foul.
Inbound is to Costal. 3 points for him today. Here's Whelan with 9. Now Huff. Whelan again. Mulholland. Huff lost it, got it back with 10 to shoot. Spin move, fades on the baseline and hits. But I think it's been building for a couple years now. Sanford has put together some really good teams. Ball ahead to Huff. Home run, 3, got it!
8-game home winning streak. And Jaden Brown now with a nice turnaround jumper goes in. He scores for the game's first 2. Here's a look at the Chattanooga lineup. Keep an eye on number 5, Frank Champion. Transfer, newcomer to the team. Dan Earl very excited having him on his team here this year.
Yeah, he's a kid, Division II transfer. They've got a couple of them, but he's finally healthy.
Honor Huff in the corner. Hits a 3. Honor Huff. Whelan, high arcing 3 this time. Short, but he gets his own miss. Huff steps into a 3. Got it! And he's fouled with a chance at a 4-point play. 2:15 to go. There's a shot for 3 by Fort. Took a shot early in the shot clock, and the rebound here by Chattanooga.
Yeah, and I'm not sure that is the shot that Sanford wanted.
Kiesler thought about it. In the champion's hands, here's Huff driving inside and off the glass and in.
They'll go underneath out of bounds. Tom House into the game, transfer from Florida State.
Huff off the inbound. That one goes. Paladins 9 of 17 on free throws in the game. That's below their season average. Mulholland. Backdoor, pretty. Huff right there. Shot clock at 5. Another deep shot clock on the day. Shot clock count for Bowser and Furman. He misses. Champion pulls it down. Give him 8 rebounds in the game. Jupe on the wing. Huff, big 3 try, and he buries it. Right in front. Anderson and Huff stepping in front of the pass on the run out.
6 points. 62. They had a 20-point lead at the half. And then in the second half, we talk about how well Chattanooga shot from 3 as Huff lets one go and connects. Wofford hit 8 out of midway through the first half. Wofford in front by 20. Bonham got Filowich in the air, kicks it back out up top. Here's Melson now to Champion. Catch and shoot 3 from Huff. And Honor Huff. Jordan in North Carolina. Bailey, Dylan Bailey this time with a miss. And here comes Chattanooga with a chance to cut into this 15-point lead. Costello looks at a 3. We'll go over to Huff. Now here's Richards. Huff. Basket and the foul. The distance. Give him 17.
You're trying to guard the arc, and there's a big gap there for a guard to go down.
Champion against the double team. Huff open. Got it. Huff with 31 points Sunday in Chattanooga's win over VMI. 13 points for Huff, 13 points for Bonham.
You know, we've talked on several occasions, the 2 of those guys at VMI.
Huff.
So it'll be interesting to watch.
Atwell, tremendous against the Mocs last year. They split 2 games. Both were blowouts. UNCG won big here, and then they returned the favor when they went to Greensboro. Frank Champion on the wing for Huff. To the bucket. And that's what Huff. Really, everybody is a threat for the Mocs behind the 3. Bonham, preseason conference player of the year to Mulholland. Back to Bonham. 5 seconds to go. Huff! Yes! Huff ties the game!
Expand as well, the Champions for Literacy program, trying to impact childhood reading through sports.
Beautiful shot from Brody Fox. He's in double digits. He has 10 points to lead the way for the Bulldogs. He had 10 on Wednesday at Samford. Double-digit points the first 8 games of the year for the Bulldogs. 4 of those were 20-point games. Kiesler, pump fake. He'll drive, kicks it out. Makes its way to Huff. He's deadly from behind the arc.
Oh, they got
early on your SoCon Player of the Year.
Huff has struggled from beyond the arc, but the Mocs are...
The other team, you're either turning them over or they're making their shot. There's not going to be too many opportunities for rebounds.
There's good pressure, and the double-team champion does a good job of getting it to Honor Huff, who gets open for a long shot and hits it.
While a quick jumper. Points off the bench for Kanan Carlisle. Indiana has some good scorers on their bench. Carlisle's one of them. Well, just 2 points against Nebraska.
This Indiana team is dedicating themselves, getting out on a break. Yet another fast break to their players. And Drake is still one of the undefeated teams in college basketball.
And we're seeing more and more with those coaching changes. Huff runs down the rebound. Kiesler thought about it. Huff sends it up, hits the 3.
You wondered if he could sustain the offense, and his resume was built up over a long course of time away from Chattanooga, but he has really been able to sustain that offense.
Honor Huff.
I know that Dan Earl has been looking at the statistics to make some decisions about who plays and the minutes they play.
Huff. Off the Lavorne. Stratton Lavorne, a Shelbyville, Tennessee native.
More than likely, that mid-range jumper is going to be the best way for the Bulldogs to score tonight.
Chattanooga
double up in a corner.
Young takes it on his own. Banks it in. 8 points now for Amari Young. Chattanooga's led by as many as 28 in this game. From 3, Honor Huff.
Body language much through this second half of the game, and he's doing what I think is very admirable. He understands that, especially in basketball, the results aren't always a straight line. People think about you win or you lose, right? I like your use of the term tune-up, right? This is the way it feels.
Corner 3 from Huff. All the way down and lays it up and in traffic. Never Done has 5. Long 3 by Huff. Back to back.
Top of the key. Chattanooga. When you don't give up, you get
man with an earring, Todd, and that's not allowed in any kind of basketball.
Way of all the things that you do allow. Bonham retains the dribble. Champion waiting for somebody to break open. Shot clock under 10. This one's from deep, and that one barely even touched the net. On dribble down the lane, beautifully done by him.
That's a great take there. Was able to get Richards in a bad defensive position in the air. Takes over. On the other end, Honor Huff for 3.
And another nice basket for Ford.
Darius Ford, good strong take there, was able to get Bonham out of position, extended his body, went up. That's just a great play you like to see there for the Bulldogs.
A foul on the shot that didn't get called. Into that story, Honor Huff has his 4th of the game. He's got 16 now.
Yeah, we mentioned it earlier. The one thing the Southern Conference doesn't want to see is Honor Huff and Trey Bonham getting in their groove, and Honor for sure today is in one.
It was a unanimous vote that the two of those combined make up the best guard group in this conference, and they're starting to show why. 7-footers in the SWAC, but Alabama A&M has a pair of them.
They do. Not dressed out today is number 34, Bo Curry. And he's 7'4".
And I've waited long enough, Heath, but you haven't brought it up, which surprises me. One player from Africa, one from Australia, one from Canada, and your favorite place, Senegal.
Yes, we have been blessed here on Sunday to see multiple tall athletes from the Senegal as Honor Huff.
The very, very best today.
Indeed, had a screening earlier today, waiting on those results, and fingers crossed for good results as just ahead. Zato's going to have to do something. He'll launch from there and hit the rim, and good defense again by the Mocs.
I thought that one had a shot. Elevation at least made it close.
And now can good defense become good offense for Chattanooga? Bonham out top, haven't called his name in a bit. Richards now with an 8 to shoot. Bonham, bounce pass through the hands, able to keep it was Richards. Huff for 3 is good. Opportunity for the Aces.
Mocs 5 of their last 6 field goals.
3 of their last 3 in that stretch. And they've got an 8-point lead, building that lead back. Remember, Evansville went on a 13-point run at one point. Evansville has now outscored Chattanooga, but only by 4. Make it 1 as Huff got a chance to work some more clock.
Frank Champion, a great game down the stretch for Chattanooga tonight.
This is a Mocs team that doesn't miss many free throws, so the Aces painfully watching seconds tick off the clock without fouling. 10 to shoot. And now Huff will take and hit a big 3.
Anderson again from 3. This one he'll miss. He had been a little cold from 3 coming into this game. Had hit just 3 for his last 14. As Honor Huff.
He's been active on the boards.
Lead back at 16 for Lipscomb. Under 14 to go in the second half. Huff draws a crowd. Champion with a lob. Mulholland kicks out. Corner. Costul. 6 to shoot. Huff on his way to the rim. Honor.
Conducted the other day. The aggressive play paid off for him.
Open look for Mitchell. And it's Bonham rebounding.
I'll be interested to see if he continues to dribble downhill and through the gaps if they're available today.
Kiesler with a head fake. He'll drive. Now kicks it back out. Plenty of time to shoot for Chattanooga. Here's Huff with a jumper, and it's good. Chattanooga
win this game than just sinking threes.
Timberlake. As the shot clock expires, Mulholland with a rebound for the Mocs. Chance to tie or equal their biggest lead. Huff, baseline. Chattanooga in front.
I won't make that mistake again. They will set their screens and their picks a little bit harder. Well, maybe they will.
Kiesler, second steal. Huff. Got it!
Willing to put the press on and try to press the ball out of the guard's hands.
Bryant trailing by 7. Bonham finds an opening. The kick out.
Good job to ignore the first couple of options offensively.
Huff. Got it.
It's tough for Jackson because he can make the 3. but he wants to get closer and go after that rim. And he kind of got caught on that last bucket where he wanted to score from, and eventually went to get closer.
From the corner, Honor Huff. 8-point advantage for Tennessee State. The Tigers came out firing early.
They were aggressive early, right? And they have, for some reason, they have withdrawn a little bit back behind that perimeter.
Huff from three.
It's two. Your best weapon offensively is going to be how well do you pass the ball now.
Nkrumah over Mulholland. The miss, tipped out. Bonham has it on the move.
Yeah, both these teams right now, Chris, using a little bit of zone concept. It also gives you a little bit of a rest. Now the Tigers have switched back into that man.
Melson from the corner drives on Wood. Has to kick it back out. 10 to shoot. Here's Huff. Pulling up, shooting over Weston.
Johnson to score here tonight. This game is going to get sped up. They're going to see some trap. They're going to see some press maybe later on in the game, and they're going to have to recover on stuff like this on the back door.
Huff got
for 5 school in this country. You spend your first month and a half essentially on the road, which is a part of what Chattanooga has already had to face this year. And that is a familiar road trip for everybody in the league.
And that's a familiar. Lockhart working over Mulholland in the miss. Saved from going out of bounds, but right to Huff. Huff drives right past Atkins and lays it in.
Again, Quan Lax, I talked about it. He's someone I want to see what all is in his game, what's all in his arsenal. You see the distance there. He's been perfect from the floor so far in this one.
NAIA All-American is Lax. His job early last week was to defend, but he's showing the offensive game. Here's Huff. He's been quiet. His three this time is good. You cannot lead. Mulholland straight away, three. Left it short. And a rebound tracked down by Costal. Big second chance for the Mocs here. Huff, who's been really quiet tonight, drives and got the shot by Daniel. And
court matchup is really intriguing. You got the quickness for the Mocs, and you've got some size and defensive ability for the Gales. Interesting to see what's going to prevail.
And there's Honor Huff training the best backcourts the Gales are going to see all season long, no question about it. As Barcelona short on his jumper, and a rebound pulled in by Youth, who's been active on the board so far, the true freshman from the Netherlands. Off the glass and good for the backcourt duo of Bonham and Huff have not scored since then.
Very good defense by, as you mentioned, not only two Gale guards. Saw Huff was on him on that possession. He wanted the ball even sooner than he got it.
9 and 9 for Morauskas in the first half. Behind the back, what a move, and tried to force it into Wessels. There was too much traffic. It's Bonham with the loose ball in transition. Huff for three, he drains it.
6'8", who originally committed to Eric Musselman at Arkansas and then came with him to USC as Thomas can't hit, and the rebound to Garrison Kiesler.
I like Shelley. He's going to be a good player. Long, athletic, has a pretty good feel for the game as well as a freshman.
Honor Huff will fire and hit. Not at Canton. He did his speech. And you saw the great crowd there at their on-campus.
Chattanooga. Do you see that? back cut to the hammer pass to the corner.
And it results in transfers most of the nation. And USC starts with a turnover here in the second half. And for people getting to know you, Don, you like a guy that's almost one field goal attempt per minute.
If you can make them, get them up. And Wesley Yates, you can tell, thinks he can make them.
Chattanooga out of the SoCon, picked second in the preseason in that league, a very good league.
Right on cue, as soon as I said they're doing a better job on the defensive board, Chattanooga gets an offensive rebound.
Oh, if that's not going to go for
Chattanooga. And another one.
What will? Maybe that, yes. Yates, what a very good first half. And he gets ripped. You know, that's going up. And Huff connects.